But one of the things you mentioned, and we keep hearing about it, not necessarily from people who register with EXA, but even people who register with the SACPCMP. Excuse me. And even though they still do it. But you mentioned that other people don't bother with, other electrical engineering graduates don't bother registering with EXA because of the perceived onerous registration process. It's too hard, it's too difficult. I'm not sure exactly. I mean, is that a source of discouragement or a source of it prevents people from wanting to register because they say, hey, no, it's not worth the effort. I do this and it's so hard, it's not worth the effort. Not that they won't be accepted after all that hard work, but I get it, and then what?
I mean, people not understanding the process, how to register. Because to be honest, even myself, when I was going through those documentation, because exercise has written a lot of documentation in terms of the process, and but people they still struggle to understand what is really required, the requirements. Some they are not sure if they've now achieved the requirement. For instance, if you read the document, they talk about being able to solve complex problem. Now, what does a complex problem mean? I mean, is what I've done. So when they look at what they've done, is it what is complex in terms of EXA? So most of the people, they're not sure whether they've got it all, so that they can give it a shot. And but mostly they just don't understand the process. I mean, and mostly is, and I think that speaks to many people not having mentors, because one of the requirements, in fact, to be registered is that you must have a mentor. Now, what do you do if you work in an environment where no one is registered and there's no one basically to mentor you, to coach you, and to explain to you, for instance, what is a complex problem? EXA want you to submit a report saying that you have solved a complex problem. So,
No, I get that. I get what you're referring to, and there's definitely a lack of certainty about what's being evaluated in terms of competency standards that are expected for professional registration as an engineer. And I'm not sure how objective the term solving complex problem is.
Well,
So it's by way of example. I'm not saying that's the exact phrase, but something that we also encounter within the SACPCMP. Must we structure candidates or applicants are asking, must it be structured along the lines of work stages 1 to 6, or must we follow the project management body of knowledge, and it's now 10 knowledge areas, it used to be 9 knowledge areas, and all of those things. So there's definitely some work to be done to communicate and demystify this and professional registration requirements, especially in terms of competency standards. That's the language you need to be talking. Competency standards. What are they? Because it also then strays into other areas like identification of work. Who can and can't perform certain work, and what is the standard for performing that work or for not being allowed to perform it? So this ambiguity and confusion is something that needs to be worked on.